Guys, welcome back to another video. And did you see that new intro? My sister helped me make it. Props to her. It's all my drawings in an intro, and I used some some background music, hype background music. And today we are doing Reddit posts on malicious compliance. Let's begin. Okay, so it says this happened very many years ago when I was in primary school. It's not a particularly severe MC, but it was pretty proud of it at the time. The school I attended was a total of 28 kids across all grades 1st to 7th. I think the max number of kids in the school during my time was 35. The school was in a farming community, and most of all of the families got along really well. As a result, all of these factories, we would have a school camp once a year. All of the parents got involved, and it was always great fun. The two teachers would often provide some sort of treat one of the nights. This particular time we had ice cream. In an effort to stop kids from consistently asking for more ice cream, they told us we were allowed to have one cone. QMC. I sucked all of the ice cream out of my cone and went back with a slightly soggy cone. The teacher told me, "I said you can have one cone." To which I replied, "But I am still using this cone." I could see in her eyes that she was both exhausted and impressed by this move. So she gave me the ice cream, plus the 2 subsequent refills I went for, each time with a smaller cone. Naturally, all the other kids caught sight on me pretty fast, and the ice cream ran out fairly quickly after that. Okay, so you were a pretty smart child, because you were a pretty smart child for coming up with that. I would have never came up with that. That is beating the system. Literally, you beat the system. You beat it. You just absolutely crushed the system. You just broke it. And I like how the teacher didn't really respond to you. She's like, "Oh well, I'm just gonna give this child ice cream, and I'm pretty impressed by him beating the system," and not just saying, "No, I only told you to have one specific ice cream. Eat your damn cone." I would have gave it to him. I would have gave him literally the whole tub. Well, him or her. I would have gave them though the whole tub of ice cream. Here, I quit this. I quit. You beat the system. But I feel like I would have copied that too. I think if my teacher did that, if my teacher said that, I would copy it. It's in this Amazing World of Gumball episode, no one really copied him, but this guy, I think his name is do you guys know the cloud? Well, not the cloud, the rainbow one named Tobias. Yeah, his father, in one of the episodes asked for a refund, and he said that his cup did not have a bottom, it wasn't refillable, and Gumball was working as Larry, the store owner, and he was trying to make it work out, and the customer's always right, and then just grabs a fork or something or a pencil and pokes the bottom of the cup, and the water just the liquid just spills out of the cup, and he's like, "Here, a bottomless bottom." That's what you asked for, that's what you get. It was basically an episode about how you should go to school and never work a full-time job, or get a job that you want and not be some cashier that didn't really go to school and dropped out of high school, basically what that meant. Oh, that was the funniest episode I ever saw. Well, one of the funniest ones. I like The Amazing World of Gumball. It's a pretty dope episode. Pretty poggers episode, pretty good show. It's really good. It's really good. Anyways, let's get to the next Reddit post. Okay, so this post says, "I worked in a sandwich and burrito shop for about a year. This shift, our kitchen was well staffed, and we had an order come in for a veggie burrito. The guy who placed the order came up to order a handoff counter and asked us to put his tortilla in the oven before putting the toppings on it. We told him it would be really hard to wrap, and the only time a tortilla goes in the oven is to make a quesadilla. We also told him it would inflate the air. He kept disagreeing with us and saying that at another place they did it. and technically and we didn't want to do it because it was technically against policy. So we got tired of arguing, and we said, okay. My coworker put the tortilla in at the lowest setting for 10 to 15 minutes. When it came out, it was rock hard and all full of bubbles. I am at the topping station, so I added the request sauces and vegetables onto it. Then I started wrapping it into a burrito, and all the while it is crunching and snapping. I wrapped the paper around it and instead take it to his car and eats the whole thing without checking it. He comes back later and tells my manager we ruined the burrito. My manager tells him because he ate the whole thing she can't issue a refund. And the guy rages out, leaving with the stomach full of crunchy burrito he asked for. It almost is like people who had been working in a kitchen for years knows more about making a burrito than some guy who doesn't know how tortillas work. Some people think I'm lying. Some people think I'm lying. So it was a turbo chef oven, which is a commercial oven and is always preheated to a ridiculously high temperature. It heated with radio frequency and literally has a warning on the side about reproductive harm and cancer. Its own safety data sheet at my work. We had poor ingredient quality as we mostly serve greasy college kid food. We did not make much of anything from scratch. The tortilla came in generic gallon bags. They were probably wheat flour tortillas. Honestly, you should not challenge someone who knows more about stuff than you. Like, say, I know more about, basically say if you're a customer and say, this is what this is supposed to be. And the doctor's like, no, it's like this. You should probably listen to the doctor because 99% out of 100, they're probably right. They're probably really right. They're probably right. Yeah, they're probably right about the situation you're in, and you should probably listen to them, or else you're gonna end up like this guy, the crunchy burrito, or I don't know, with a disease that you can't really fix because you messed up. You done fucked up. Anyways, next post. I'm eating bacon for lunch. Read this. About 10 years ago, working at a big telecom company in the call center, I was the floor walker for the first week, assisting my colleagues with difficult orders or customers. My coworkers, let's name her Amanda, weighs me down and says a caller refused to speak to any woman and wanted a man to assist him. I am dumbfounded. Does this still exist? Obviously, yes. I let her know that I have her best interest and an idea to play along. I sit down, pick up the handset of the desk phone. Instead of plugging in my headset, I introduce myself. That's how I can be assistant. Oh, thank goodness, someone who can actually help me. I need to know and proceeded to ask a question. I responded by narrowing the question back to ensure his concern, and asked him to wait a moment. I then, without covering the microphone, say to Amanda, he wants to know what do I tell him? She's confused at first because it's a simple answer that everyone knows. The light turns on and she answers me verbally. And then parrot the answer back to our customer. This goes for many questions. Finally, customer has all the information he needs and wants to change to his service. I then tell him I must have Amanda place the order, as she clearly knows more about the procedure than I do. So she will be returning to the line. Amanda places the order as she clearly knows more about procedures than I do. So she will be returning to the line. I placed him on hold to reconnect to her headset. She tried to belittle her gender. We had to show her who was really the one in power. So I think what she was doing, she posed herself as a man. Basically, this woman or this person acted like a man and said, "Oh, I don't know this, and he's like, "Oh," and then the customer was like, "Okay," and then she kept repeating doing it, and then she's like, "Okay." This woman, Amanda, knows how to do it. So, yeah. Honestly, that's the best idea I have ever heard. Posing as a man. I'm not saying all men are bad. I'm just saying that in this certain situation, that like if a customer is saying, "Oh, women can't do much," or "Women can't do this," then I would get my revenge by like saying, "Oh," by like doing this, posing as a man and say, "Oh, I don't know," and then we'll put it on a man. Amazing. But next post, whoever stands for the kill all men post, men do more. I'm not saying they do more than women, but like they kind of invented stuff and we need them for reproduction, so yeah. And if you look at the science for only women in the world, then yeah. So we need men equally as much as we need women. We are all equal, it's just history sucks, so yeah. Our past sucks, don't look at the past, look toward the future. Anyways, next post. Okay, so this happened many years back and was helping a family center member with some legal issues, so they hired a very top legal firm. One of the forms made you sign a agreement that said do not leave a bad review for them or you will be faced with the damages or of a specific amount. Well, they did a crappy job and the family member wanted to leave a bad review for them. I reminded them about the document they signed and I did help them out. So basically this is a review of all. They got a full 5 stars. This is truly an amazing legal firm, and they are so skilled and precise, and they have documents for everything. And in fact, one of the documents that you require to sign is a document that says you won't leave a bad review. Now, that's a very clever lawyer. So if you're looking for a clever lawyer that makes sure you sign documents that says you can't leave a bad review, and these are the ones. 5 stars are highly recommended. That's not the exact wording, but pretty darn close, since it was a 5-star review. I doubt they'd read it. Sorry, stewing my bacon. I think, she was saying that, like, she said, oh, they require you to sign a bill that says if you make a 5-star review, if you don't sign a 5-star review, then you're going to be assigned with, like, legal repercussions, which is stupid. And honestly, so basically, if they do a crappy job, you're still gonna have to, like, leave them with a 5-star review. Like, what? If the lawyer is crappy and does a crappy job, then no, you shouldn't, no, I would leave them, like, a 1-star. And, like, get signed with repercussions, then I will report you and sue you. Sue the legal firm. Haha. I don't know. Court of House, I don't know. Anyways, let's get to the next post. Phones must be off during work. You're the boss. This happened back in 2015. I was working at a betting shop, a pretty large one that anyone knows from the UK. Anyone in the UK has probably heard of. We're opened from 8 to 10 p.m. 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. One of the biggest rules was mobile phones should be turned off during work hours. No ifs, ands, or buts. Here, the morning of the Etsbom Derby, a big horse racing event that starts of a 12-hour shift during setup. We had a problem with our internet till the tills for bots or the fixing odd betting terminals and internal phone line were all connected by the internet, meaning until it was fixed, we could literally not take any money. I waited and waited about 3 hours and nothing had been improved, and I had no way of letting anyone know. My phone had to be off. At about 5, we eventually had the internet back on. Not long after, I eventually got a call from my manager as to why there was no money taken. After all the huffs and puffs, he hung up. I was just following the rules. A short while later, after maybe about 20 minutes, I get another phone call and from the said manager and asking if he could take pictures of the marketing screens to make sure they had loaded correctly and said tip them off. No, I can't, sorry, my phone needs to be off. He had to do a 3-hour drive in the shop to himself. So basically, his manager was saying, oh, you can't have phones, and then when he finally calls him, he's like, no, my phone's supposed to be off, and then he had to do a 3-hour walk. I think that's what it was saying, because honestly, I don't know, but I think that's what he was saying. Anyways, if that is malicious compliance, and that is kind of funny. Next post, and then we might be ending off the video soon, so yeah. Stay tuned for the next post, let's see. Contract flex. In 2018, big changes happened for me. I got my associate's degree and my bachelor's degree. I had to get accepted into college to get my bachelor's degree. Spoiler alert, I got my bachelor's degree. This school change meant I had to leave my current job and get a new one in a computer school. I live near it, but kept the job and didn't make sense. I also had a 5-week trip abroad planned over the summer to celebrate getting my associate's degree, first in the family. Prior to this trip, I interviewed for the jobs and was very direct as to what I was looking for. None of my interviewees got to me before my trip, and that sucked, but whatever. I had to fall back plan. Toward the end of my trip, a few got back to me. I started email negotiations and told them, and eventually made my choice. My first red flag could have been to avoid by sending digital contracts over to be signed. We agreed that I'd start the job 2 weeks before the school started, after school nanny. He decided to go as an after school nanny. They changed their mind last minute and said I'd start the day as soon as the kids' school started. At the time, I had 11 years of experience at this field, and time with kids before school was very important. You should build a relationship before being a drill sergeant. This job goes, and the mom boss is not warm and is not bonding with the kids as she comes home early every day, especially when I planned a fun trip or some project. No big deal. I have guaranteed hours, so I'm getting paid. Well, the semester for me is almost over, and I sign up for next semester classes. Problem: there isn't a single class schedule I can make that would have me available all 5 days a week after school. I informed MB, and she says she could figure out the other days. I asked her she could keep her ears open for other 2 days. She agrees, finding a 2-day-a-week morning job as a nanny. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. My contract states I give 6 weeks notice, I quit, and vice versa. Important detail later. I suggest I do gig work or customer service. I kindly reply, gig work is unpredictable income, and I cannot afford to live off of part-time wage of customer service. Eventually, I have to give my 6 week notice. As while looking for her job work, I found another job and worked with my schedule, more pay, better location. And after I got my notice, holiday break came. I was given time off as grandparents came to town. No big deal. Remember my contract had guaranteed hours. Then I go back to work and ask my MB to pay. No, you didn't work. Me. It's in the contract. I have guaranteed hours. MB. No, you broke the contract by quoting me. I am working within the contract. I give you 6 weeks like you wanted, and not the standard 4 weeks. Breaking the contract would mean me giving less than 6 weeks. MB. You did not work. I am not paying you. Me. That would be you breaking the contract. Pull contract out and points out guaranteed hours, the schedule, and where it says we continue to work through your notice period. MB says some choices of words and sticks out to me. Me. It sounds like you knowingly gave me 2 weeks off with no intent of pay, and that's breaking the contract. Giving notice is contract and happens on your behalf. I am paid full salary for 6 weeks and not returning to work. I'm going to be nice and give you one last chance to think about the choices. Pay me for the 2 weeks and I finish out the remainder of the 6 weeks, or you magically don't have a nanny show up because you voided the contract and I flex my legal rights to force you to pay up. MB drops her jaws and chooses to pay me, but she calls me names and calls me a heartless bitch and some other names. Really calling me a name? Is that under cause that is a hostile work environment, and I could just leave and get the full 6 weeks of pay? MB was starting to stutter. I was paid the 2 weeks in question, paid 1 week bonus, and not lived in her jam. And worked 1 week after that conversation before she found my replacement and let me go with the remainder of my paid notice period. is paid in full. Contracts are the best. Spelling, and then she had a spelling error. I'm gonna add some more to the video, and it's funny. That was a good revenge story. So basically, she planned the trip, she failed the trip. She went to be a nanny, and then and then she looked at the contract, and she had guaranteed hours. But guess what? The mom had no she didn't really pay her the full contract and started like not abiding to it. And then she's like, oh, you have to pay me this. And they kept arguing until she finally said, okay, fine, you heartless bitch. And then she's like, oh, I'll just sue you and put that under harsh work environments. And yeah, and she ended up not having a nanny. So yeah, and whoever calls their worker a heartless bitch will prepare for them to quit, either quit or like lose their job. I don't know. And I feel like prepare to get blacklisted only if that's like, only for the worker, for the boss. Like, can you blacklist a boss? I don't know. I'm gonna have to Google that, but yeah. Hey Siri. Can you blacklist a boss?
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Can you blacklist a boss?
Sorry, I'm still not sure about that.
I'm gonna have to Google it. Okay, so this is the employment laws by state. Employment laws on blacklisting vary by state, but the overall rule is intentionally preventing a person from getting legal hired is legal. There are at least 29 states with blacklisting statutes, according to the legal information provider NOLO. I think, okay, so blacklisting is illegal in California. That's all I know. So if you want to do a shitty job at a job, then go to California, and like do a shitty job there. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. You're going to lose it. Or you'll get fired, but you're not going to get blacklisted. Okay. Well, anyways, I'm going to tell a short story, and then I'm going to show you my new outro. Ooh, outro. What do you mean by outro? Oh, it's a sick outro. It's the same as my intro, but I'm going to start making an outro. Okay? It's going to be on, don't take the name create. I'm creating art for pros. So don't take that out of context. Basically, creating pros is like a drawing app, and I drew a lot, and I basically screen record it, and then just like play a video of it, and then I go to CapCut and edit stuff, and then make it an outro. So yeah, I want to make an outro soon, very soon. I already made an intro. My sister helped me. I'm gonna make my own outro, my nice outro. I'm gonna make like a thanks for watching post, and then just draw me on the sidelines. And by the way, my profile picture does look like me. It looks exactly like me. But I'm not doing a face reveal. That's the only face reveal-ish you're gonna get. So yeah, even out of the freckles, I look like a devil ogre. Anyways, I hope you liked the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and oh yeah, I have to tell a short story. Okay, so once upon a time in the forest land, me and my boy Peter Pan, we were playing volleyball, and then we saw a shadow of a cat from the distance. And then it was Luna from Sailor Moon and Happy from Fairy Tale. And we were like, oh wait, what? Talking cats? What? And then all of a sudden Captain Hook came and wanted to take Peter Pan, but then saw the talking cats, and he was like, I have to take it for myself. And we were like, no. And then so we time traveled to Fairy Tale universe. Not time traveled, but dimension traveled. And we met the whole guild, but I can't spoil it because that was pretty sick. We met everyone, and now that's how I get my time traveling abilities. Okay, so in full seriousness, I hope you guys subscribed, and yeah. I love the outro. It's funny. It's amazing. It's spectacular. It's spooktacular. It's not really spooky, but like, yeah. Anyways, Peter Pan tells you to subscribe, or else he will appear in the shadows with the Glock 87 and forcing you to subscribe to my channel. In full seriousness, make sure to like and subscribe if you like the content, and yeah, the outro is coming soon. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good day. I've been trying to do the outro, but like the outro isn't coming. Anyways, I like Fairy Tale. Anyways, make sure to like and subscribe if you like the content. I've been trying to do an outro for so long, but the outro is coming. Anyways, bye.
You did it! You saved the day! Yeah, I know. Pretty cool, huh? With your face!
Give it your best shot, but you won't be able to hit me.